a companion animal that was transported over the border and then brought to a vet in Andrews County, north of Midland. But that's why your case is not quite as concerning, still concerning, of course, but the other cases in South Texas are 4 calves, babies, basically the umbilical cord is where the fly landed, the screwworm landed, which is a fly, and then a goat. So we'll continue to monitor it very closely. Obviously, you guys New Mexico is the very next state, but you have my number, and we are 24/7 on this right now. We've invested $1.3 billion in screwworms since we came in the door a year and 4 or 5 months ago. We're on it. We got to get more sterile flies in the air, and that just takes time. It's a radiation facility to get there.
And Secretary, if I could work with you and your team to get disaggregated numbers on the staffing side here,
sure,
just to understand that. And the reason I ask that is when Stephen Vade, and I don't know if Stephen's here today, but when Stephen responded to some questions about staffing, these numbers were concerning. And so that I just want to understand what's what, because if more people are needed, we need to work together. There's conversations about Farm Bill and this and that. We're in appropriation season. If we need to get more folks, we need to get more folks. So I certainly understand what goals there are out there, but just to make sure that the folks that are needed are going to be there, the experts are needed. And a similar question that I have in that space is around technology. Have you awarded contracts in that space as well, with just looking at new technology to be able to stop this thing? What is it? Technological advancements
on New World Screwworm?
Yeah.
Yes. So we have $100 million of that $1.3 billion was a grand challenge, and we had about 220 applications for a couple $100 million. So we've been going through those now. We'll begin to announce those and immediately hit the green light beginning later this week. So you'll see those rolling out immediately. In addition to the incredible research that's already being done by our ARS, we announced the Novo fly, which is a new strain of fly, which only produces male sterile flies. Of course, that's how you solve this. They breed with the screwworm fly, the female, and sterilize that female fly, and then she can't lay the larva, which is what eats the flesh of the animals. So just imagine the exponential possibility here to eradicate this much sooner than later when we're only producing sterile male flies, because the 50% of the sterile female flies, they're of no use to us. So it's the boys that we need flying to sterilize the screwworm flies.
And I understand you broke ground for that in Texas already. Is that correct?
That's right, about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I joined John Cornyn, and we introduced a piece of legislation like 8 months ago on this one. I was getting concerned that we weren't seeing much activity and things of that nature, so it's good to see that ground's getting broken.
That's
I
right.
always ask, why couldn't we do it sooner? I'd still like to explore that.
Well, if I may, we started that process the minute I walked in the door last February and got permitting done in a couple of months, broken ground. But also Matapa, Mexico, we outfitted, that was about a $20, $30 million project. That facility's coming online in a couple of weeks. We began that outfit last year.
Very good. And Madam Secretary, there's been decisions in different parts of the administration with funding. People say different things, whatever it is. Can I just get your commitment that wherever we see this damn screwworm, those states are going to be prioritized? Like now, I get what you shared on the dog in New Mexico or whatever, but Texas and New Mexico have had it. So is that a commitment I can get from you? Wherever this thing starts popping up, that moves those states up to the priority with responses. Is that something you can commit to?
No, 100%. And that's been the containment effort. Every model, Senator, showed it would hit our side of the border, Texas and New Mexico, by last summer. Yeah. So we've been able to hold it at bay for a year while we've been building out these facilities and staffing up. But absolutely, and the president has been very clear, this is a nonpartisan issue. We've got to protect our livestock industry, our hunting industry, et cetera. So 100%.
I appreciate it. And then last thing, Mr. Chairman, just as we close out here, Madam Secretary, when it comes to food and nutrition, look, I understand all the conversations in this space, whether it was Speaker Paul Ryan when I was in the House or everyone that was talking about this stuff. I want to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse across the board, everywhere. There's kids that are losing meals now. And I certainly hope that there's something we can do to come together. There's conversations with Democrats and Republicans about implementing what Senator Murkowski did about a 2-year delay to give states some more time to look at things and how we can be smarter about stuff as well. I certainly hope that's something that you could embrace, that you could endorse, that President Trump, I can't imagine he wants to see kids not get a meal.
No one wants kids to be
And
hungry.
so I certainly hope that's something that we can do together and just say, come on, y'all, like, let's come together. We have the same goals. We just have different ways of getting there sometimes. So let's just find a way to do this one and make sure that we can do something. I appreciate your response there, and I hope, Chairman, that that's something we can find some commonality with. Thanks for the time today.
Thank you, Senator. And Senator, if I may, just one quick point on that. We sent a letter early last year asking for all the states to partner with us on eradicating fraud. We had 29 states say, yes, please help us. 21 states said, no, thank you. And I understand there's some politics in that, although we did have some blue states who said yes that we're working with. I would love to help and partner with New Mexico and get New Mexico's data to help us figure out where the fraud is and where we can really focus on the kids who really need this.
Let's end the fraud, let's waste the abuse, but let's make sure that kids are not going to starve while we're doing all this stuff. I think we can do both. And so
agree.
I'd be happy to work with you on that one, but let's make sure that these kids are going to get those meals. So appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Senator Hyde-Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank our secretary for being here today and doing such an outstanding job. I, along with Senator Welch, think that you are doing a wonderful job. When I'm reading the headlines about all of these serious challenges with screwworm, you give me confidence. You
Thank
really
you.
do, that USDA is going to handle these challenges, and you've proven that over and over. So thank you for what you are doing. And I was thrilled about the department's recent announcement on the Great American Cotton Plan and the initiative to increase the demand, to improve trade, and to promote U.S. cotton as the alternative to synthetic fibers, which we'll know is safer, it's a healthier option, and it could really be a game changer for this struggling economy. And it just makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. In 1991, there were 181 cotton gins in Mississippi. Big Ted Kendall down in Bolton, he still is running his cotton gin that he has for many years. In 2000, there were only 62 gins, and the total number of cotton gins in Mississippi is down to 33. Mm-hmm. So that is so significant. I can remember as a child seeing the bumper stickers, "Cotton is king." Yeah. It's not king anymore. Yeah. And, we can bring that back, and there's no reason why we shouldn't. It's a tremendous economic impact associated with those figures. When gins disappear, jobs disappear, and the communities in rural areas, they have very few other options. But a key pillar of the USDA's Great American Cotton Plan is the Buying American Cotton Act, which you've already mentioned.